starter and being on the floor. Sometimes character is built a lot more in those guys coming off the bench. It shows their character, and this team has it. I appreciate that, but I got a chance to play them and got them into the game in a game in front of a lot of other players.
That's Dan D'Antoni. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Why should you use radio and digital advertising to grow your business? Did you know that 81% of consumers conduct online research before buying a product or service? In a recent study, radio drove 228% more search than TV in total and dollar for dollar. Why should you use both radio and digital marketing to grow your business? By combining radio with digital efforts, it's proven to drive a much higher return on your investment. After all, isn't that what you're looking for? Contact Metro News or this station to see how we can help you grow your business.
Attention high school basketball fans. If you want to see where your team ranks every week, check out the Thornhill Auto Group Power Index at WVMetroNews.com. Each week, Metro News will update the Power Index for all 4 classes. To find out where your favorite team ranks, simply go to WVMetroNews.com. Click on the High School Sports tab and then the Power Index. The Metro News Power Index is presented by Thornhill Auto Group. The road to total savings starts with Thornhill. Visit them on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
Shady Spring avenged a loss to Fairmont Senior in last year's Class AAA boys basketball title game on Saturday. The Tigers defeated the Polar Bears 85-65. Shady head coach Ronnie Olson says he wouldn't be surprised to see Fairmont Senior again in Charleston.
Just the maturation of being through that. Everybody thought we were easily winning last year, but we played a heck of a team in Fairmont. It came down to the last possession. If I have a feeling, I think we're going to be back at it again in March.
Highlights and a post-game recap of that game can be seen at WVMetroNews.com. For Metro News Sports, good afternoon. I'm
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Monday, January 30th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We're going to open up the text line this hour for you. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That is your number to be a part of today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're also streaming live at WRVC.com. And if you are mobile right now, you can always, don't forget this, you can always download the mobile app as well, and you can listen to the program that way. So we've got a lot to get into today. Marshall victorious against Georgia State on Saturday, 103-65. We're going to hear from Dan D'Antoni in a few minutes. Tavion Kinsey get his thoughts on the victory as well. We'll get your reaction to the victory. And I can't avoid this. We got to talk about it. I can't avoid this any longer. The Bengals lost to Kansas City, dashing hopes to going to a back-to-back Super Bowl for the Bengals. So it was not fun. It was not fun to watch that game. Stressing over football games should not happen. I'm above that. I should not be stressing over football games, but I was stressing over the Bengals game. I know better. I should never do that. I gave myself false hope. I said to myself, they're going to go back to the Super Bowl. It's going to be great. This is not years gone by. The Bengals are undefeated in the AFC Championship game. I gave myself all this false hope, and it did not come to be. Instead, a terrible, terrible play. Joseph Osai hitting the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, out of bounds. You don't do that, setting up a penalty that moved the Chiefs closer to the field goal mark that they needed. So the Chiefs are in field goal range. Time is running out, and here's what it sounded like on the Bengals radio network.
From 45 yards away, Townsend, the punter, is the holder. Looks back at Butker. Butker is ready. Now the snap, the placement, the kick is up, and it is good. 3 seconds remaining, and the Kansas City Chiefs have a 3-point lead, 23-20.
23-20, that was the final. The Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl, and there was, of course, a lot of chatter online. There was a lot of, let's put it to you this way. not necessarily the team, not necessarily the organization, but those outside of the organization cashing checks that just could not cash. I mean, serious, writing checks that they just could not cash. So first of all, you know the Burrowhead thing was going around, right? Arrowhead, Burrowhead. Well, after the game, of course, you're interviewing the victorious quarterback. You're interviewing all the victors. And Travis Kelce jumps in to let everybody know what he thinks about Burrowhead.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I just want to thank God, man.
Woo! Burrowhead, my woo! It's Mahomes' house.
So it is Mahomes' house. The Chiefs win. Got to live that one down. That was what you don't write that check unless you can cash it. You just don't write that check. And second of all, if you are a mayor, and I have some mayors that actually listen to the show. So if you're a mayor, let me give you some friendly advice. I'm not going to name names. I know several mayors. I'm not naming names. I'm not calling any specific mayor out. But if you're going to give a proclamation, let's do it with a little class, maybe. Let's do a proclamation that honors some achievements. Let's do a proclamation that, I don't know, honors an individual for maybe winning an award. If you're going to give a proclamation, maybe you can honor an individual that you know that recently won an award. Maybe that's your proclamation. No, instead, the mayor of Cincinnati, Aftab Pirvale. I hope I said that. Actually, I don't hope I said that right. So Cincinnati's mayor, Aftab Pirvale, I don't care. I don't care. This is the one time I don't care that I'm not getting it right. The mayor, Mayor Pirvale. So Cincinnati Mayor Pirvale wrote a proclamation, put it on Twitter, basically about Burrowhead, the fact that the Bengals have recently had success against Kansas City. So the paternity test thing, that was top flight as well. I saw that and I thought, what are you doing? Absolutely, what are you doing? You don't do. I don't care. I like having some fun as well with people that I know that, we root against each other in sports, but you don't do something like that. You're the mayor of a city. You're the mayor of a major city. And if you want to fly the flag, that's fantastic. They flew the flag of the Bengals City Hall. That's great. You do that. That's cool. Make sure that you're showing civic pride. Do all those things. Have a parade. Have a send-off. Fun things like that. Not calling out the quarterback, saying that there should be a paternity test, implying that Burrow is the father of Patrick Mahomes, the whole Burrowhead thing. So Travis Kelce had an opportunity to channel his inner rock when he came up to address the Cincinnati mayor, Aftab Pirvale.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
He's fighting for his right to party. So his inner Beastie Boys and his inner rock channeling it and throwing shade on Cincinnati Mayor Pirvale. I finally got it right. I don't care that I got it right finally. You don't do things like that. That just blows my mind. That's like Steve Williams, mayor of Huntington right now, dropping shade in a proclamation. If Marshall was playing in a bowl game against, name your opponent, And the mayor of Huntington decided to, before the game was even played, just drop a proclamation like that. Not celebrating the fact that they won the bowl game or waiting until something like that. I mean, you want to do a proclamation, you do a proclamation for, say, maybe the Sun Belt Championship. I mean, bowls are bowls. I think you would include that in a proclamation if you want to do something nice for a team. But if mayors sometimes make friendly bets with each other, and that's fun, that's cool, absolutely fine. State senators like to make bets as well. It's friendly. It's not doing something to add bulletin board material, which, let me tell you, this game had so much of it. This isn't the reason why the Bengals lost. This is not the reason why. But this is the reason why Kansas City was extra motivated. Not even slightly motivated, extra motivated. Let's go back to what a lot of people think maybe is the key moment. So Mahomes takes off, putting some speed down, showing that he had some mobility to him. And he gets hit out of bounds. Joseph Osai makes the hit. You don't do that. He knows it. He'll learn from it. Is this the reason why the Bengals lost the game? Yes and no. It set up the field goal that cost the Bengals. Could the Bengals have held? Could the Bengals have sent this thing to overtime? Possibly. Should it have been in this situation to begin with? Maybe not. There could have been some opportunities for the Bengals to put some more points on the board. We know that there were some opportunities that the Bengals weren't able to take advantage of. So I'm not going to put it all on Joseph Osai. I mean, I'm screaming as well, like, what are you doing? But that's a heat of the moment issue. That's something you just look at like, why? Why do you do that? And so he's on the sideline. He's taking it all on himself. Probably at that moment, the lowest feeling you could possibly feel as a professional athlete. Taking the direct blame for your team not winning the AFC Championship and going to the Super Bowl. And so Zach Taylor yesterday talked about him just taking it hard.
We worked really hard to get here, and, any play that people feel like it's left out there, you're going to take it hard. And we want guys like that this means a lot to. They care about it, care about their teammates. Joseph's comes to work every day, man. He loves ball. He loves being a part of this team, and it didn't come down to that play.
So the coach being quite candid, look, it's not his fault. It didn't come down to that. Shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with if you want to try to win the game. Shouldn't have just come down to that. There were a lot of things we could talk about. The officiating was not good. Is that the reason why? Again, you put the ball in the end zone, you don't have to worry about some of that stuff. But the officiating was not spectacular. It was loud. There were some questionable calls here and there. And I think the only thing that we can say is, I think Zach said it best. Just being so close and losing, it's horrible.
Be seconds away again of getting back there and, watching them celebrate. It's horrible, because this team has invested so much in each other to get to this point. And, just really proud of the way the guys show up and are so consistent every single day, the way they fought to the final whistle today. It's hard to find anything you wouldn't like about this football team.
So you got Joe Burrow. You've got weapons coming back. You got to bolster that offensive line some more. The defensive side of the ball, while excellent, couldn't get the job done against Patrick Mahomes. But there was a good game plan there. And Joe Burrow, he was complimentary of the game plan that Kansas City had against him. And I think he said it best. It really does hurt. But he's a competitor, so he's already talking about learning from this and coming back stronger.
Every loss you learn from, just like every win. We'll go watch the film and make our corrections and get better, head into the offseason with extended offseason as opposed to last year. And so I feel really good about the direction that we're headed. We've been in this game 2 straight years, won one, lost one. So obviously this one hurts, but we'll come back stronger.
I've never been to the AFC Championship game. No, I've never been. I've never taken a team to the AFC Championship game, not once, but twice. Mahomes has done it 5 years, so hats off to him. But the Bengals had a phenomenal season. Last year was a Cinderella story. This year could have been more of the same. It was close. You lose by 3. Last moments. Could have went your way. It didn't, but it could have. So you use that for motivation to come back stronger next year. Does it stink? It absolutely does stink. And that's more of me talking as a fan. That's the one thing. The Bengals are the one thing that I look at as like, okay, I'm not neutral. I'm not just going to be a passive observer. I'm not one of those people that, I'm not going to lie to you. I sport my Bengals gear all the time. Saturday, by the way, let me tell you, and it wasn't Saturday, it was Sunday. Let me tell you, Sunday. So I'm making a run to the grocery store, trying to get everything done. It's my only day. I have one day where I can just get stuff done, and I go to the grocery store, and there were people wearing the Bengals gear. That was cool. I love seeing that. When I checked out at the registers, I did the self-serve, and Anita, her name was Anita, she had her Bengals gear on. She saw that I had my Bengals hat on. She high-fived me. It was great. And I'm trying to go about my business and shop. I'm absolutely just, I'm trying to get some stuff done here. And then all of a sudden, I hear, I hate the Bengals. I'm like, okay, who is saying this to me? And I look up, and there he is. The head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team, Tony Kemper, telling me that he hates the Bengals. He's a Chiefs fan. So tomorrow I have to go. I have to. I don't have a choice now. I can't take this one off. I have to go tomorrow to his press conference tomorrow. Because if I don't, I'm going to get it so hard. I have to go take my medicine from Tony Kemper. Only Tony Kemper. No one else. Not a single person over there has any room whatsoever. And they know who they are. I've already talked to one of them. They know who they are. They got nothing. They can't say a word. Only Tony Kemper. That's the guy. Mr. Kansas City Chiefs fan himself. Giving me grief yesterday. I'm trying to shop. It's a great day. And then here's Kansas City Chief guy showing up. Now, actually, it was good to see Coach yesterday after a very tough few weeks for the Herd. They have gotten back on track, beating Arkansas State 71-59 on the road Saturday. So he was back in town, and man, what a great day for him. For me, not so good. Not so good for him. Having a fantastic time. So I'm sure to get his comments tomorrow about this. We will have those tomorrow on the program. Speaking of what's next to the Bengals, so the defense has been a bright spot for the Bengals. Lou Anarumo wrapping up season number 4 with the Bengals. And we're all big Lou Anarumo fans. He was Marshall's defensive backs coordinator in the early part of 2000s, 2001, 2003. Also special teams coordinator. So he's been a part of the last 2 teams that have made the AFC Championship game. So he's getting phone calls. The Arizona Cardinals plan to interview him on Wednesday. And then offensive coordinator Brian Callahan on Thursday for the vacant head coach job. So the vacant job is going to feature some interviews, and I knew this was coming. I don't want to see either one of them leave the Bengals. That's selfish, but Arizona could be a landing spot for one of those two, especially if you're looking. I don't know. Do you take Lou? If you're Arizona, you take Lou and get someone in who's defensive minded first, or do you bring someone in who is offensive minded a little bit? What's the path there for Arizona? So Lou eventually is going to be a head coach. He is going to be a head coach sooner than later, and you're probably going to see him get a lot of interest because that defense has been very good for Cincinnati. So if you're Zach Taylor, you're already thinking about, okay, who can I bring in just in case, because you want to see your guys do well, right? You absolutely want to see your guys get jobs. Head coaching job, I mean, that's a feather in the cap for the Bengals to a degree. That's also a feather in the cap of Zach Taylor. That was his guy for several years. I'd hate to see him go, but at the same time, I think he's deserved the opportunity. Offensively, they've been fantastic as well. I think it's harder if you're on the defensive side. It's probably harder because on the offensive side, look at all the toys and weapons you have to use there to play with. That's the thing. With the Bengals, they can keep this thing together in some way, shape, or form. And with the salary cap going up a little bit, maybe they have a little bit more room to play with. But I would keep everybody I possibly could. And at the same time, try to figure out how to find a couple of pieces here or there that's going to give you the edge, because it's going to be, for the most part, it's going to be some combination of Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and that AFC Championship game. Some combination of that here in the years to come. And as much as I would like to see the Bengals win it every year, I know that's not going to be the case, but it's going to be fun to watch because you got quarterback greatness right now in the AFC. And right now Mahomes is the guy. Burrow is right up there with him. He's got a few more years to try to catch up to some of the exploits of Mahomes, but it looks good if you're in Cincinnati right now. But if there's one thing that I can say, there's only one thing that I'm happy about the Bengals not going to the Super Bowl, and it's the one thing. Najee Johnson going to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. That's it. That's the one thing that I am happy about. Nothing else whatsoever. Nothing else. Absolutely happy for him. And anything else about that game and about the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, not happy about. But Najee, definitely happy for him. So a son of Marshall going to the Super Bowl. We will talk about Marshall just devastating Georgia State on Saturday. That's when we continue with this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Most diehard Marshall men's basketball fans know that Skip Henderson holds the school's single-game scoring record with his 55 points against the Citadel in 1988. That's one of just 3 50-point games at Marshall. Do you know who have the other 2? The answer after this.
Marshall Health is here for you and your family. With primary care and more than 75 specialties, you can receive health care that fits your needs right here in the tri-state. As part of an academic health system, our more than 400 providers use the latest research and technology to ensure that you have access to advanced care. Visit marshallhealth.org for more information. That's marshallhealth.org. At Marshall Health, we are more.
When Skip Henderson set the Marshall scoring record with 55 points in the 1988 Southern Conference Tournament, he broke a 10-year-old record of 50 points by Bunny Gibson against Tennessee Chattanooga in 1978. Keith Meany has the other 50-point game at Marshall, 51 against Morehead State in 1996. With your Marshall Health Marshall Minute, I'm Steve Cotton.
Hey, Tri-State, Sinners and Saints Bar is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need from DirecTV Sunday Ticket and any college, MLB, and NBA games.
And listen up. If you are a first responder, stop on by Sinners and Saints and check out the specials that they have for you.
Sinners and Saints Bar, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Sinners and Saints Bar, your home away from home.
You've cut back on everything, and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies could save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In Huntington, call John Garton, 304-525-1116. And in Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100.
Fact. Prices on pre-owned vehicles are down over 15% from January 2022. Fact. Historical trends tell us that pre-owned prices will increase around tax refund season. Fact. Right now is the best time of the year to buy your next pre-owned vehicle at Glockner's. In addition, our pre-owned selection is the best it's been in months. Combine these historically low prices with this great inventory situation, and it truly is a buyer's market.
We make it easy at Glockner.com.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has had your back and your community's back for more than 60 years. From supporting the local Little Leagues to finding a way to get you that RV, ATV, UTV, or boat finance. That's what Metro Community Federal Credit Union does. Let Metro Community Federal Credit Union make your dreams come true with competitive rates, long-term financing, and a monthly payment that works for you. Metro Community Federal Credit Union, 215 18th Street in Huntington. See them online at metrocommunityfcu.com.
Member NCUA.
Imagine being denied an apartment because of your religion, or your race, or because you have children, or a disability.
It's so wrong.
Yes, but who has the power to stop this?
You do. Each of us has the power. The law is on your side. It's illegal for landlords to discriminate because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or familial status. If you suspect that you have experienced housing discrimination, file a complaint with HUD immediately so we can investigate it. Fair housing is your right.
Use it.
To learn more, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. That's HUD.gov/fairhousing. Or call 1-800-669-9777. 1-800-669-9777. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Monday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I am your host, Paul Swann. There's one good thing that happened this weekend. Actually, there are two good things that happened this weekend. Saturday, the Marshall women won on the road 71-59. And then the men at home blew out Georgia State 103-65. It's been a while since I've seen a game like that. Marshall pretty much started to pull away in that game early. And later on, you got to see the bench come out. Everybody got a touch. Pretty much everybody got a touch. Marshall shot 21-33 in that first half for 64%. Second half, 15-31, 48%. Three-point line, 7-13 in that first half, 4-13 in that second half. 13 of 19 from the free throw line the second half, 7 of 9 that first half, so better there. Marshall had a 17-0 run at one point, led by 49. with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go. There were a few crazy instances. Again, I'm not a big fan of Sunbelt officiating. I hate to keep saying that, but I'm not feeling much about it right now. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. It just feels off about Sunbelt officiating. Or just officiating. You know what? I won't even say Sunbelt officiating. Just officiating in general right now. It feels off a little bit. But again, that could be just slight bias here. I will own that and admit that. But the game itself, it was fun. You had a sellout. Once again, a sellout on a Saturday, 5,711. Marshall, in the hustle stats, in the paint, 46 points in the paint compared to 32 for Georgia State. 34 points off turnovers, 15 for Georgia State. Second chance points, 15-9 in favor of Georgia State. Marshall won the fast break battle, 25-10. Bench points, 25-22 in favor of the Herd. So everyone got involved in this one. And the numbers, because again, you called the dogs off, you got more than 2 or 3 double-digit scorers. Andrew Taylor had 20. Micah Logden had 11. Camden Kerfman had 11. Tavion Kinsey with a double-double, 18 points, 10 assists. Obina Anachili-Killen not only stayed out of foul trouble, he was 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line, hit all his free throws. He had 18 points. Had a steal. Only 1 foul. Jacob Connor had 10 points. It was a good performance. I hope we see more of that here in the near future. So the Thundering Herd getting the victory, trying to stay on top of the Sun Belt standing. So a game behind now, the leaders. So it's very competitive at the top. After the game, Dan D'Antoni talked about the win, and I'll tell you this. He was happy. You're never happy when you lose, but he's pretty consistent. He's not too high. He's not too low. He came in ball of fire. He was very happy, but Dan talked about the win.
I love the crowd. I love the fact that we got our players back. We got a pretty good number. We want to keep growing it. It was my dream. I don't know if it's a dream, but my goal or dream, I guess, to come back and get that same atmosphere I had when I was with Doc Hagley and half of Huntington, and it was just a good family atmosphere. And to get the players back, to recreate that, get the fan base appreciating the players and the players appreciating the fan base. It takes both. You know, them coming back, you show your appreciation with all the work they did, and them coming back to appreciate what you did for them. So that's kind of the way I wanted it. It was a great game to do that with because, you know, there was a lot of highlights out there. And everybody got to play. It's hard to, that's the hardest thing a coach does is give minutes because every one of them came here with a dream of being a starter and being on the floor. But this team, sometimes character is built a lot more in those guys coming off the bench. It shows their character, and this team has it, and I appreciate that. But I got a chance to play them and got them into the game and game in front of a lot of other players. So all of it worked out good, and we had the energy that we've been missing a little bit. Just got to, you know, we can't let up. You got to play like a champion every practice, every game, regardless of what happens.
Play like a champion. Well, they played like a champion. 103-65, the victory. It's been a while since I've seen the game go past the century mark. Maybe it's time to bring back the free taco. You remember that? You got the free taco when it was over 100. We would root for the 100 points. Get the free taco. Tavion Kinsey probably doesn't remember the free taco, but he said after the game, it feels good.
Feels great. First and foremost, shout out to the fans for coming out here. Another sellout. You know, we didn't have this many sellouts since I've been here. I don't remember this many sellouts. So shout out to the fans for our support. Our band is doing excellent too. I want to give them a special shout out as well. But shout out to the fans for coming out here, selling out this event. I think it made it real hard for them to come in here and play. I don't think they really expected that all like that. So shout out to them.
Tavion talked about also after the game the importance of taking that momentum on the road. It's very important.
I say it's very important. I think you can win at home. We got the fans on our side, we got the crowd on our side, the band, everything. We're at our court, so we know how our rims are, stuff like that. You go on the road, it's kind of a challenge. You're going in there, you got to bring your own energy. And again, our Marshall fans travel, so we get the luxury of that. But for the most part, we got to lock in and focus. We just had a tough road battle. We know everywhere is going to be tough. Every team in the Sun Belt is tough. I take my hat off to all of them. So for these next 4 games, we got to be locked in because we're running into the end of the season, and we got to get a good seed for tournament. So I'm pretty sure we're going to use this as momentum. A lot of our guys are happy. We feel like we're back on track, and then we got to bring that into practice on Monday and, just keep moving forward from there.
Tavion Kinsey on the victory. Now, we've got one thing we got to talk about. We need to do this. The warm-ups. There's, I think, a dividing line. I was told on Saturday I'm in the majority. I'm sorry, I'm in the minority of this. I will say I think the jury's still out. Am I in the minority? Or am I in the majority? The warm-ups, you got those green and white. I don't know. I don't like them. Tavion loves them.
I love them. Coach Dan, if you're hearing this now, I love them. But I think it gives us a little swagger. I think our team loves them. I think that's very important. We all wanted to wear these. We all clowned around, and we feel good in them, So we're going to keep wearing them.
Saw you having some trouble getting them back on.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. It was 2 sides, and, they, just button the side. I'm like, I can't find the side, but I like them a lot. So
I'm not a fan. I'm not the one that has to wear them either. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm glad Tavion likes them. I don't. I was told that I was in the minority on that. On Saturday during postgame, it's a new tradition, some of you said. That's fine. That's cool. They keep winning. They can wear them all they want. So if we're cool with the warm-ups, why aren't we good with the black uniforms? Riddle me that. We're good with the warm-ups. Not so much on the black uniforms. The players like the black uniforms, so why aren't we good with the black uniforms? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More to go on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
The Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe presents a commercial with the most football cliches in the history of football cliches. Playoff football is here. It's time to play like a champion. And to be a champion, you have to be hungry. That's when you need to make the play of the day with the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Leave it all in the field and dominate the line of scrimmage with the Hall of Fame team tray featuring fan favorites like Bang Bang Shrimp, loaded potato skins, and more. Football is a game of 2 halves, as in one half of your Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe team tray could have boneless wings, and the other half, barbecue ribs. Whether you're feeding the cheerleaders, the O-line, or the equipment managers, Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe team trays can feed your entire all-pro starting lineup. Make the game-winning call to order your team tray at least 45 minutes before it's time to get on the bus. Or order online at MHOFC.com. Outkick the coverage with a team tray from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of 1st Down and 3rd Avenue in Titletown, Huntington, West Virginia.
Porter Firearms invites you to stop by and check out the best prices in guns and ammo in the tri-state area. At Porter Firearms, you'll find a huge selection of handguns, shotguns, rifles, and accessories at low, low prices. Porter Firearms is a family-owned business that has been serving the area for over 30 years. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 5. Porter Firearms, 9105 Ohio River Road, Wheelersburg. Call 740-574-8185 and check them out on Facebook.
Remember those wonderful evenings in front of the old wood-burning fireplace? Recapture those memories and share them with your family. Now you can have the fireplace you long for, and it requires no chimney or masonry, no wood to cut, haul, or stack, and no mess. Enjoy all the warmth, atmosphere, and charm with Empire Hearth vent-free gas fireplaces and fireplace logs. Available at Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Phone 304-525-9118.
My Town Truck and RV of South Point is open for business. They have a huge selection of trucks and RVs with the best financing services out there. Buy with ease at My Town Truck and RV. Taking the next step towards ownership has been simplified. Their finance experts are ready to help you secure a low rate today. Visit their website at mytowntruckandrv.com. Fill out the pre-qualification app with no credit impact. Stop by today. My Town Truck and RV, located at 154 County Road 450 in South Point.
It's a new year with new opportunities. Have you ever thought about starting a new business? Now's the time, and People's Bank can help get your new business off the ground. Give People's Bank a call or visit the website, pebo.com, to get started. People's Bank prides themselves on expert local business bankers who will work with you to bring that dream business idea of yours to life. We believe you have what it takes, and we're willing to back you. With many different financing options available, there's no better time than now. As an SBA preferred lender, People's Bank offers a local decision and faster approval process. Give People's Bank a call today. People's Bank, member FDIC.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. West Virginia high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Time for text at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. The warm-up pants. It seems to be a topic generator. From the text line, I really like the warm-up pants. Paul, you need a pair. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. If they sent me over a pair, I would rock them. I'm going to need Marshall to send me over a pair of those. I will rock those. Only if they send them. So that's the deal. I get those pants, I'm rocking them. I'll rock them in the studio. I'll wear those warm-up pants. Also from the text line, I dig the warm-ups and the black unis. Kind of reminds me of when Moss broke out the Cat in the Hat socks that a bunch of the old-timers didn't like. I had to beg my dad to let me get a pair, which he broke down and did. Then I wore them with pride. All right, but the Cat in the Hat socks were cool. The stripes were going a different way. That was the difference there. The stripes were going a different way. We should make the Cat in the Hat socks part of the uniform. You think Coach would let us do that? You think Coach Huff would do that for us? have those cat in the hat socks just to be part of the uniform. You could do the green, maybe green and black stripes. You could do that, maybe white, black, and green, some sort of rotation of that. I don't know. I did like the cat in the hat socks. I mean, of course, again, it was Randy Moss. You needed to see what he was wearing. If you don't remember, go find that. Go look for those cat in the hat socks on the YouTubes or something. Because he was so fast, you needed something to distinguish him out there, to differentiate him. You needed that. Guard the guy with the cat in the hat socks. No fun in the NCAA. But I do remember those socks, so that's pretty cool. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I like how the texter said that the old-timers didn't like. The old-timers. I'm not there yet, but I might be in that category here soon. I might be in another 15 years or so. This show is going to be, well, back in my day, that's what we're coming to, right? We can't do that. We got to make sure that that's not me here in 15 years. I don't want to be the guy yelling, "Get off my lawn." You kids in your fancy fangled uniforms. I don't want that to be the show here in 15 years. So I'm going to play this back in 15 years just to make sure, just to self-check myself. No, I think if the kids like the uniforms, I'm good with it. Yeah, all kidding aside. Not a big fan of the warm-up pants, but Tavion was really digging them, and he likes them, and they're having fun out there. If the kids like the black uniforms, I'm good with it. I'm not so beholden to green and white. I'm not so married to never adding a color. There's again, the black is an accent color, but we've had black so long now, especially started with the football uniform, and there's nothing wrong with having the variation. You can have alternative uniforms. The NFL does it all the time. The NHL does it. The NBA does it all the time. You have the alternative uniforms. I mean, the Bengals have so many colors. I mean, because the Bengals have the black, the orange, the white. So you can have the variations. All right. I've riled them up now. Texter writes in, black, this is all caps, black is not a school color. Cat in the hat socks are illegal by NCAA rules. It's all caps. I'm going to read it as you typed it. All caps. So, black is not a school color, and no cat in the hat socks. They're illegal. We can't have them. No. Text lines 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Stupid rules. More coming up. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hey, Tri-State, Sinners and Saints Bar is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need, from DirecTV Sunday Ticket and any college, MLB, and NBA games.
And listen up. If you are a first responder, stop on by Sinners and Saints and check out the specials that they have for you.
Sinners and Saints Bar, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Sinners and Saints Bar, your home away from home. Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Menards is your home improvement destination. We've got everything you need for your projects, from ceiling to floor. Why settle for a boring ceiling when there's so many acoustic and decorative options? Armstrong ceiling tiles are the best way to elevate your style to new heights. They're easy to install and add a great new look to your home. Right now, save big money on ceiling tiles. Plus, check out all the great deals going on now at Menards.
Save big money our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
Blinko Glass Company of Milton, the historical home of hand-blown glass. Eric's Propane, large enough to serve you but small enough to care. Delivering comfort to Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia since 1952. Assured Partners in Ona and Huntington. Partnership, expertise, innovation, passion, doing the right thing.
Congratulations to our very own Paul Swann, the 2022 National Sports Media Association West Virginia Sportscaster of the Year. From covering and hosting our Marshall Athletics coverage to keeping you company on your drive home from work every weekday, Paul's voice has become synonymous with the airwaves in Huntington and all across the state of West Virginia. Tune in every weekday from 5 to 6 for The Drive with Paul Swann, as well as 3 hours before kickoff and 1 hour before tip-off of every Marshall football and men's basketball game and postgame to hear Paul's award-winning coverage of Thundering Herd athletics. There's nobody who has a better pulse on the sports scene in West Virginia than Paul Swann. Join us once again in congratulating one of our own on this outstanding and well-deserved accomplishment. The 2022 National Sports Media Association West Virginia Sportscaster of the Year, Paul Swann. This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment of today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Still got time for a couple of minutes. Your text. Our previous texter in all caps. By the way, if you text in all caps, I'm going to read it as all caps as you're yelling at me. So, Cat in the Hat Socks. Texter said, illegal by NCAA rules. I want a definitive ruling on that. NCAA rules, equipment. I'm reading here again. I want a more definitive ruling here. All team members must wear socks or leg coverings that are identical in color and design. So, I want a ruling. If we made the Cat in the Hat socks part of the uniform, everyone wore them, can we make that legal? Can we do that? Can we make that? I want to know. That's what I want to know. We want to investigate this. I need a definitive answer from this. Maybe I'll have to go to a higher power on this one. I haven't used my phone a friend in a while. I might have to phone the guy, the guy himself, the athletic director. You think I'm really going to waste my phone a friend on that one? I might. If I see him at the next Marshall basketball game in a few weeks, I might ask him just curiosity. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Can we do that? Can we make that happen? But I'm not going to waste my phone a friend on that. I save those. You can always text the program, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Well, we've got a couple of minutes. I want to encourage you to download our app. You can get it on the Google Play Store. You can also get it on the App Store for your iPhone. And you can listen to the station. You can listen to the show live. So if you don't have a radio with you, you can listen to it. You can also, in the app, you can get the podcast. So you want to go back and catch the show once it's posted, it will be there for you, and you can listen to the show there. And you can also send out shout-outs. You can record your shout-out and start sending those to me. So we're going to start doing that real soon. I just want to get more of you to actually get the app downloaded and to understand how to use it. So if you go to our website, if you kind of want to maybe get a shortcut, WRVC.com, you download the app from your app store. You can click on the link there on the front page. It'll take you to your app store. And if you download that app, you can start doing things like, again, sending the shout out. We'll send notifications now and then. We will let you know like when things are up, when you can call in to the post game, things like that. So get the app. It's going to be fun. We're going to use it, give you an opportunity to be a little bit more interactive with us on this show. From our text line, all I'm going to say about black uniforms is they look nice and sleek. May not be an official school color, but they look good. It's nice to have a switch up. Go Herd. So, someone on board with the black uniforms. Nice to have a switch up. And again, it's the players. Keep this in mind. It doesn't matter if I like the warm-up pants or not. I'm not the one they're trying to recruit. I'm not the one they're trying to keep happy. I'm not the one. Seriously. It's the kids. They're the ones driving this a lot more. You want to have them have a good experience. You want to make sure that their uniforms look great. They're having a great time being a member of the Thundering Herd. I mean, they're getting something out of the relationship. Marshall's getting something out of the relationship. But let's make sure that they're having a great experience. Seriously. I mean, that's what we forget. It's student athlete. They're not here solely for our entertainment. They're getting education out of it. They are becoming future leaders. And there's nothing wrong with the kids enjoying their time at Marshall, and that means a black uniform. I'm good with it. I don't necessarily like everything they do. I don't necessarily like everything that Marshall does now. But if the kids like it, I'm good. And that does it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in. Back tomorrow on ESPN 94.1.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.